ladies and gentlemen, today I stand alone to cast the second semifinals match between Jamaarkques and Rexalis, representing Pallet Town Mafia and Boss Marill respectively. For those who haven't seen the other series, I won't spoil it for you, but this is the last chance for the finals for each of these teams. One was the 8th seed coming in, barely squeaking into playoffs, the defending champion, here to defend his throne. And the other is the other top seed that survived the weather gauntlet. In the regular season, this matchup went horribly for our Sun team, but we'll see how it goes. As today we see Pikachu's debut in the league, who, well, I never thought I'd see this Mon in the game, unless it was a mascot battle, but this isn't even his mascot. Pikachu is just here, alongside Cyclizar, Orthworm, Pecharunt, Zamazenta, and Skeledurs, a very different team than what I've seen mocking. On the other side, tried and true, a hyper offense Sun team, led by Torkoal, spearheaded by Wake and Moon. Ogerpon and Rotom function as amazing pivots for him, and that Charizard in the back, likely scarfed, likely going to wreak havoc on anything that wants to switch into it. I'm curious for the sets coming out here. I'm curious how this is going to shake out. We got 5 games potentially ahead of us. But the last series is quite short in turn length. I don't think this one will be anywhere near close. If Rexalis has any chance of this one, it's going to be quick. Now we'll wait till we get into this game. My honest predictions, I feel like Jamaarkques has this series on his end. It's fully in his hands to make up something creative to win. Because Rexalis is just going to click buttons. He's going to make them work, and they're going to hit hard. That's what the Sun team does. That's what it's always done this whole season. I think it's more likely that Jamaarkques pulls something creative, defends his title against... I almost spoiled it. Ah! Same teams are still here. We had a little bit of a miscommunication there. They closed the other lobby. I guess something was wrong, so they reopened it. But now we're going to get into this game. They're not thinking that long about their leads. Good luck to both these gentlemen. As we see the Rotom Heat and the Pikachu lead. Alright, there is some suspect nonsense going on with this Pikachu. God knows what is going to click in front of this Rotom. It's going to knock it off. Pretty valuable. Likely a Sash lead rather, which it does reveal to be because Overheat would just cook it. There is no free Volt Switch here. Endeavor! Okay, Rotom has now been crippled. Interesting. There was no Lightning Rod on that, so Volt Switch went through, but he endeavored it to cripple it, so now it dies to Rocks. Because it has no boots, it has nothing. If this guy gets Rocks up with the Orthworm, which is very likely, it's going to be tough. Tough to come back from. Now we see the Pecharunt, and the immediate swap to Roaring Moon. The Malignant Chain comes through, and my goodness.
My goodness, indeed.
Oh, Cardinals has come to join me in this semifinals cast.
I couldn't let you rough it out alone.
I appreciate that, Soldier. 07. You missed the goated Pikachu lead.
Yeah, I can't help but notice there's a Pikachu in this game.
Oh.
Didn't last too long for this world, but, you know, it got his.
It crippled that Rotom. It's endeavored it to 1 HP. Ooh.
Could be a big deal later, but for now, Roaring Moon looking like it's in a pretty good spot.
I think it's just going to click another Dark-type move here.
Yeah, another knockoff going to be very threatening.
Whew.
Oh, as
the Colberberry
comes out, and now knockoff's not threatening another kill?
Oh, it is!
Oh, it is!
Oh,
wow.
Baby! The Choice Band knockoff coming in clutch. He's going to keep clicking buttons. Like I said in the preview, he's clicking buttons.
Roaring Moon is just going crazy. Just its raw strength. Could even go for another knockoff.
It will.
Does.
Sacrifice its life for it more than likely.
Takes off the Chesto, revealing Iron Defense Rest.
And he gets to save the Mon too. He gets switches Rotom in.
Yeah, that is true. We do have a sack on the Rotom, but could just opt to go for another Iron Defense. Not like knockoff's going to be doing very much.
Very true. I don't think sacking Moon here is valuable for that. Oh my god. Whoa!
Okay, there goes Moon. And with the Iron Defense set up, not going to be too much that can threaten this thing. I mean, if it's Scarf, I have to imagine it's Scarf if you're bringing it out like this, but it's not.
It was knocked off Life Orb. I don't know why he did that.
Oh, it's knocked off? Oh, okay. Just wants to get another round of Sun Up first.
Okay.
Which I can see. Could also be a speed boost Walking Wake, and depending on that set there, could potentially threaten out this Zama.
It almost certainly would, unless it's especially defensive. And now that it doesn't have the rest to rely on to clear a Will-O-Wisp, it's a lot more threatening than it was.
Zama also not really going to be able to take out this Torkoal in one hit, I believe. So could threaten a Yawn or a Willow, depending on what he opts for. There's the Yawn. And with no Chesto, this thing is going to bed.
Say goodnight, Zamazenta. He's more than likely going to switch out to what? I'm not sure.
Could be a potential Charizard switch, but that's risky since you don't really know the moveset. You know three of them since one of them's Rest, and he does go for Body Press, and it lives, and now this Charizard is out in the sun, ready to click a button that absolutely nothing wants to eat.
You know that Overheat's coming out in this Solar Power. Something is dying. It's more than likely Zamazenta.
Absolutely. Unless it's one of the bulkiest Cyclizars I've ever seen. It's not going to want to eat this.
I don't think everything's getting cooked by an Overheat, I fear.
Yeah, this thing, it's probably just claiming a kill. And with Zamazenta, the biggest threat being put to rest, things are looking pretty good for Rexalis in this game.
I think this might be pretty close to a wrap, depending on what this Charizard locks himself into. If it's a Flamethrower or a Fire Blast, it literally OHKOs everything in front of him. With the exception of a Terra Earthworm, which is the only viable captain left of Pikachu dead.
The good news for Jamaarkques is with Solar Power taking away HP, he only has to survive a few turns. But
3.
That's all Charizard really needs, to be honest.
3 Mons had to be sad for this. And there's the
Terrafire comes out in Zamazenta, not long for this world.
I think
interestingly enough, that reveals Scarf. If Jamaarkques paying attention, I mean, unless it's a very slow Zama, Charizard moving before Zama makes this pretty likely to be a Scarf.
It most likely is, and if Cyclizar scarfs himself, this is a free trade kill. But we'll just have to see what comes out, because honestly, even though it is scarfed, it still kills almost everything but this Cyclizar.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be doing a lot of damage on the way out, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it could be
and I mean, things are looking good for this Ogerpon.
Oh!
Kills!
It just kills him outright. Solar Power Charizard strikes again.
Oh my god, Charizard gonna claim another one.
This has
Here
to
it
be a
comes.
Scarf.
Another Flamethrower, another kill. And Charizard finally goes down to Solar Power.
Has a good rest after 3 amazing and monumental KOs. It's just
Charizard
Earthworm.
Just went infinite. What?
Earthworm versus the whole entire world.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure Earthworm can do it. That is a nice bit of info revealed. If you're Jamaarkques, it's speed boost Wake, but Earthworm just gonna be taken out in one shot.
Oh my goodness.
And that's game 1.
That's a fast game 1 coming out. 15 turns. Rexalis, a commanding offensive lead.
You know, he said he wanted to come out of the gate swinging, and my god, he certainly did that.
He absolutely did. This is very much akin to our mocks, where he just runs over his team with the Sun Power, because he can't beat the Balance Squad, but his offense is infinitely stronger.
You really showcased that game. If you're Jamaarkques going into this next game, I mean, there's one really obvious swap out. I think the Pikachu is cute, but you probably want something a little more reliable.
Yeah, I would agree.
Not sure what that is. Could be another Terra Captain, like Terrafire Torterra, potentially.
Would be quite devastating, though it still doesn't eat hits. A switch I showed a lot was Choice Scarf Zamazenta. It outspeeds everything, and OHKOs almost everything. So that could be an adaptation. I don't think it's the greatest, but when you're in a situation like this,
it's hard to say. Ida doesn't really have the breaking power.
No.
Especially against this Torkoal, and I think one of the biggest deals that game was the Chesto Berry being knocked off.
Absolutely, destroyed his entire game plan.
Depending on what the last move for this Zamazenta was, in addition to that rest, it could have actually swung the game.
I guess we'll have to see when Game 2 comes up. We'll be right back. And we're back with Game 2, and Pikachu is still here, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta respect doubling down. You know, it didn't do much last game, but, you know, he believes in it enough to bring it back. You know, he's showed it's more than just a silly little gimmick Pokemon. I mean, that's the idea, at least.
I mean, it's still kind of a silly little gimmick Pokemon, but Earthworm drips the Terra immediately, the Jamaarkques Classic.
Gets them rocks up. Pretty big deal, especially since, I mean, it's going to be a very big deal because none of these fire types actually have boots. From what we saw last game,
Not
so
a single one.
These rocks are going to be doing so much damage.
And
so I mean, good decision by Jamaarkques, really.
Absolutely. And Torkoal could have rapid spin. We don't know. It only revealed Yawn, but it's not the greatest spinner. Here it comes.
Here comes Torkoal.
But the problem is
Heat Rock.
He has 2 ghost types to switch into it.
Skeletor is a great spin blocker here, and if it is an Earth Power set, it's going to be able to threaten out this Torkoal with a lot of damage, and can't really return that.
Absolutely. There's nothing you can click here except for Yawn to potentially force it out, but you're still taking a ton of chip for that off that Earth Power.
Yeah, and that's your Sun gone for good, which is ultimately a pretty big win for Jamaarkques, I think.
Absolutely. You see it's already coming out. Awake just comes right in for that Earth Power, more than likely. Gonna get clicked here. Oh,
Shadow Ball comes out. Does a nice little bit of damage.
It's a good click. It hits everything neutrally except for... Oh my goodness.
You're seeing Protect, still out Sun.
The Stun Sol is here. But the only thing that Shadow Ball wouldn't hit very hard is Roaring Moon. And even then, I don't think he wants to come into Skeletorge.
This is probably just a kill, though. There's absolutely 0 water resist on this team. I think everything is going to be dying in 2 shots to Hydro Steam.
Yep, something is dying here. Maybe he switches to something that could eat one and then Protect again to get another
enough protects, he could still out the Sun. And especially with rocks up, you're not going to get very many chances.
Right.
Goes for the double. Just opts to let the Skeletor go.
Yep.
And now, I mean, this Wake still has 4 turns to wreak havoc.
And there he is, the GOAT. Pikachu's
Sash,
endeavoring him.
Broken up. Yeah, and then this is Wake's last go, but he's...
Oh, the quick attack!
Oh, the quick attack comes out.
Now he gets to endeavor another one that's not faster than it.
Pikachu going crazy. You're taking out one of the biggest threats. As I just said, there's no water resist, so you really want to get rid of this Wake.
Absolutely. So it would just stay there and click buttons all game.
Yeah, and now you're forced to go to something faster. Probably has to just be this Moon.
Either Moon or Charizard, right?
Or is Ogerpon is faster. But
yeah, so Ogerpon
takes 50. Oh, that's rough.
So much damage from rocks.
That is not where you want to be, especially because it's gonna take quick attack chip again, and this is your last chance with Charizard.
It's slower power scarfed, so it gets 3 turns here, which is plenty.
It could. Oh no, it's definitely in bullet.
It's bullet punched, absolutely dead to bullet punch.
Absolutely.
Quick attack.
Sorry.
Okay, either way, the
Gets the
priority
job done
kills
also. Yeah, and these rocks are just going insane.
Yeah,
I think it just had to be to Moon there. Going out to one of your fire types just feels so terrible. Now Charizard's gone for good. Rotom again with Life Orb, not going to be liking any of this chip, but notably his main fire resist in Skeletor's is gone as he opts to go for a Wisp.
I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, maybe just trying to catch Orthworm on the switch. It does live another one though, so
it's
and survives Life Orb chip with 1. Wow.
He gets to save them on at least, but Zamazetto's extremely menacing here.
Zama's coming out and he goes for the Trailblaze. Now it's outspeeding anything and everything.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not looking great, especially if it's more than likely 4 attacks.
Which it certainly could be. Torkoal has to have Will-O-Wisp here, or
goes for the Stone Edge and misses, and Will-O-Wisp is gonna be a disaster for Jamaarkques.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, that is a very big miss.
That Stone Edge missing quite literally has saved his game. Not that it was an OHKO anyway.
Goes for another Stone Edge, but goes for the Lava Boom. Gonna be some nice damage. Could even opt to spin if he wants to, but another Stone Edge will mean the end of Torkoal.
He does. I don't think he has spin, honestly. But
yeah, there's only so many move slots. Ogerpon comes out.
Because they get you to close combat.
Cudgel is going to be claiming kills here.
Will absolutely kill something here.
We already saw his Protect revealed, so it's not looking great for Jamaarkques.
Bang. And now it's just Petra.
4 more turns of Sun, and nothing's going to be outspeeding this, unless it's
he has 2 Protect
a surprise Scarf Petrant. Yeah, he can potentially stall out, leaving 1 Mon. I think he probably want to leave Orthworm, but Orthworm is already at 66. I don't know.
I think
this is hard.
Both lose this though. I don't know.
Yeah, with that Moon in the back, here comes the Protect.
Orthworm
probably just gonna go for the double. In Sun, I don't think he does. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of Orthworm. Oh, and he can't even stall out Sun with Protect.
Nope. It's just done.
Yeah,
Moon
this might just be the
claims
game. This Roaring Moon in the back, Choice Band in hand, gonna be able to threaten out this Pecharunt. Yeah, it is. Oh my god, this thing is so bulky though.
Okay.
Just opting to try and stall out Sun. But he's gonna have to kill this thing eventually, and when it does...
Ooh, the Encore! Oh, the Encore Ogerpon comes in clutch.
Encore
It's
revealed.
Done. It's done!
That's gonna be it!
Just need to click knockoff twice and the game's over. Well, not quite,
Well,
but...
it lives another one. I think... Dude, the safe play was staying in with Ogerpon. But it does have to keep clicking this move. I think its chance is getting the confusion here. But it doesn't, and that's going to be the game. Yeah. So that's Rexalis going up 2-0.
Amazing start for him. Looks very familiar. But, we will be back for game 3. I'm not sure what adaptation's going to come out. Maybe he finally gets rid of this Pikachu. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty hard. I feel like normally, when you're looking at Jamaarkques, you normally expect him to get a game back. Regarded as one of the best players at updating mid-series, but
absolutely,
that's going to be a massive swing. He's going to have to fight through 2 adjustments from Rexalis if he wants to come back in this series.
Certainly no easy feat.
Yeah, even before that, he has to focus up on getting this game 3.
Right, he has to figure out how to answer all these Sun threats, which is
yeah, very rough start for Jamaarkques. But
very rough.
We're just going to have to pause it there and see how he comes back and tries to start this reverse sweep.
Absolutely. We're back with game 3, and that was probably one of the quickest breaks I've ever seen. Pikachu is finally out, though.
Yeah, you know, I can respect doubling down on it, but ultimately, I think he's going to get a lot more value out of this Lomomola. Not that Pikachu did bad last game.
No, it did work.
Just to be clear.
It did work. I did not think I'd say that about a Pikachu, but...
Yeah, here we see the same start, opting to get the rocks up, but Orthworm taking a hefty chunk from Overheat.
More than likely a Protect coming out to get some HP before he switches, which is the case. Now, it's probably going to be a switch into Lomomola, so I think I can eat this comfortably. Maybe Pecharunt. More than likely Lomomola.
I think I'm always clicking Volt Switch here if I'm Rexalis.
I would probably agree with that.
It's a pretty readable switch, but he opts to just play it safe, keep him honest.
Yep,
I can respect that.
Keep clicking.
Yeah, and then now, I mean, he might not even have full switch.
Wait a second.
We haven't seen many Shadow Balls exchange.
Rotom can kill this thing now.
Yeah, Rotom is threatening this thing out.
You can just Volt Switch on it. He doesn't even need to use it to go for the Shadow Ball and just keep clicking.
Yeah, it's still in Shadow Ball range, which is crazy.
Whoa, Rotom! He's doing some damage. He's forcing another switch, which is terrifying.
I mean, he is taking a lot of recoil here, especially with those rocks up. But you know, could potentially be a rapid spin on that Torkoal. We didn't see many of its move slots. There's still one left unrevealed.
There's the Volt Switch.
Volt Switch out.
He's
going down to 23, and he is dead on the next switch in, but get some nice momentum back.
Absolutely. When Torkoal comes out, the sun is set. Now Zamazenta is probably forced out unless he has a substitute.
You don't really want to be staying in. Even if it does go for sub, it's definitely going to be broken by Lava Plume.
And there it goes. The Yawn comes
Here comes
out.
the Yawn. Skeleturge going to be threatened out.
Perhaps he clicks spin here if he has it.
Goes to Mola, and he goes to Wake. So, pretty good on Jamaarkques not to try and lose too much ground to this Wake, but
a Draco
I mean,
kill here, though.
Nothing's going to want to eat this Draco.
No, Draco is extremely threatening here.
Yeah, this is not fantastic for Jamaarkques.
I feel like it feels like he's always on the back foot in these games, which is a rare thing to say about Jamaarkques, who usually is on top of things.
Normally, this team has a switch for everything, but opts to scout and Hydro Steam resisted, does half of Lomomola's health, but it's gonna be able to stall it out with this Wish.
Oh, it's gonna eat a lot of damage from this one now. Oh.
Yeah.
He's just gonna
has to go for another one.
Stalling out those Sun turns.
Yeah. So able to survive this onslaught, but I mean, next time, I think if he just clicks Draco, he's claiming a kill every time.
I think so too. He's staying in, clicking Hydro Steam.
Staying in, flip turn,
Ooh,
not gonna do much.
Out, though, on the flip turn.
But Mola going back up to full, and now Zamazenta can come back in. It's finally faster to
Groudon
threaten this
beats
thing
that.
out.
Play rough comes out. Revealed
It's a nice
good
bit of
switch.
info.
Good switch.
Yeah, but with your best Sama answer already goes so low, Rexalis is going to have to start thinking about ending this game soon.
Oh, the rest.
Oh, rest is the last slot. So that is the
Chesto,
4th
though.
move slot.
It's just going to sit there and be a Sunbot, I think.
Yeah, just switches in and gets the sun up.
What a base Torkoal set, can I be honest? I would imagine Wake just comes back out here.
Here comes Mola.
Oh, Charizard.
On the Charizard. Takes 50, but, I mean...
But for what?
Something might just be dying here.
If he has Solar Beam and just hasn't revealed it this whole time, that would be quite nasty.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really had to click much else other than a fire move.
There's the Protect.
Protect scouted out. Air Slash revealed. Interesting.
It was a good Protect to stall out the Solar Power turns. He's forced to stay
no
in on
resists other than this Orthworm, but again, it's so low. But
he's gonna click Protect on it, and Charizard should die.
Unless there's some weird showdown rounding, but
oh, there is.
He lives at 1. Okay, and might just be claiming a kill here. But Charizard finally goes down. Thanks to that rest, he is gonna have at least 1 or 2 more rounds at Sun. So
absolutely. That
timer we talked about earlier extended a little bit, but
a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if he just wakes up on first turn like a beast, well. And there's the Draco.
Here comes that Draco. Nothing's gonna want to switch into this unless it's a very bulky Scizor.
I'm pretty sure Aloe dies to this too, so there's
I think Aloe does die to this. If it's taking 50 from Hydro Steam.
Yeah, Scizor comes in.
Here comes Scizor.
Oh my goodness.
61.
He just clicked it again. Well,
good
actually, he can't. The Sun is down.
Yeah, Sun is gone. That doesn't affect Draco's power, but just plays it safe, goes into Torkoal, gets it back up.
Smart.
U-turn comes out, and now next time he wants to click Draco, it is claiming a kill.
This could just be a straight back into Walking Wake. Yep, there it is. Hello. The Shadow Ball for the chip potentially coming out. There it is. Something on this team has to be able to kill it. Perhaps it's in Bullet Punch range now?
It might just be. I mean, this thing hits like a truck, so...
It does.
Especially... there's
Scizor just dies to it.
Mola gonna be able to come back out and stall out this round of Sun, but your biggest offensive threat is gone. I mean, there's Zama, which is still very much threatening, but finally see Ogerpon come out.
If he has Encore, this could be, which we already saw, this could be quite devastating, but he's going to opt to Ivy Cudgel
just
the
Cudgels.
Petrarunt.
Petrarunt back to full HP, very bulky. He just opts to try and stick some damage on it.
And it lives.
Oh my god, it lived.
Whoa!
Wow.
Ogerpon.
Here comes the Protect. Ivy Cudgel.
Keep clicking, big man. Wait, he could just Encore this thing. He's not used to.
Could potentially.
He can Encore it again. He has. I think he's gonna click it again though. Yeah, he is. Hopefully. Nope.
Here comes the Encore.
Yep.
Great switch by Jamaarkques. And now this is another threat down.
And he's gonna take his time, get his health back up, Encore into the slack off.
Good double Encore.
When is that? Surely there's a grass type move on this guy.
Aqua Jet! Alomomola comes out, finally picking up that kill, and that is big, because it finally means that this big threat is down.
Oh, Torkoal gets a sleep turn out, which is actually pretty big for him.
Yeah, here comes Wake.
Wait, Wake might just get Aqua Jet.
In Sun, that's gonna be doing
2 damage. Never mind.
Yeah,
my bad, guys.
There it is. And now he can finally come out and click Draco Meteor again. No, he insists on clicking Hydro Steam. I don't really get that, because he's always going to scout it with Protect.
Absolutely. I don't know why he doesn't click Draco. It's a free kill on anything on his team.
I think it just has to be Draco Meteor.
It does. Nothing eats a Draco.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this before.
But he does win this if he keeps chipping, I guess. But the Sun...
Not for long. The Sun is about to go down, and his power's gonna drop way low.
Yeah, and Wake can't come back in. It's dead.
Yeah, Wake is dead to rocks, so...
I'm very confused why he decided to click Hydro Steam. I guess you can miss, but like, what is the gain from that? Oh, the crit kind of helps him out a little bit.
Here's a crit. Is Walking Wake finally threatened out by Zama, and there it is.
And there's the Trailblaze.
Yeah. Trailblaze. Torkoal can set up one last round of Sun, but
I think it's lost.
Zama is out. Zama does outspeed.
Now he definitely outspeeds him.
Yeah, he definitely outspeeds Moon. So we saw Play Rough earlier. Unless it misses here, gonna take up the kill. Could even go for a close combat. That almost certainly also kills.
Yep.
And there it is.
There it is. Jamark brings the game back.
Yeah,
honestly,
good adjustment.
It was a great adjustment for Jamark, but I think Davin still, Rex had that game still. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have gone either way, honestly. Pretty close at the end there. We definitely saw Alomomola put in a lot of work there.
Absolutely.
So
the stun stalling was unmatched.
Pikachu did a lot game 2, but I would say Alomomola definitely won him that game.
I think, I would agree with you. I think Alomomola did more work in that one game than the 2 other games for Pikachu.
Like I said in game 2, he's definitely sorely missing a water resist, and I think we saw that a lot from how often he would have lost them on to Hydro's team.
Absolutely.
If it were not for Alomomola.
Well, I guess we'll see how Davin adjusts his team. I'm not sure how much he'll do. He might just change a couple sets. We'll see. It seemed like what he had was working. It's just a matter of clicking the right buttons. Now that he knows what he's up against, it might just come back and clean it up. We'll see.
I think there's an argument for that. If I'm Davin, I'm definitely lacing up my shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably where I would start. I mean, Jamaarkques is starting off every game throwing up rocks. I think that is definitely the place I would start.
I feel like you should have a rapid spin. Just
a rapid spin. Torkoal could potentially open up that slot, or Fortress could be coming out here.
It could. I'm not sure what you want to switch in for it. The Rotom has been doing work. And Charizard's also been doing really well in this matchup. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, just have to wait and see.
And we're back with game number 4. We see Rexalis has changed one Pokemon, and Charizard has joined the bench, it seems.
Yeah, coming in for that Fortress. We saw last game these fire types taking a lot of damage from those rocks. So a pretty good adjustment from him, but interestingly enough, I thought Charizard was one of your better Pokemon in this matchup, and more importantly, one of the main benefactors of that spin.
I would agree. It's very odd to take him out for a spinner. You'd think you'd just put spin on your Torkoal, or perhaps heavy-duty boots.
Yeah, I think if I had to choose one, it would maybe be tough to say because it's your highest point mon, but maybe that Ogerpon or that Rotom potentially could both be looked to slot out for Charizard. But we're just gonna have to see if it'll work. I did like the raw power that Charizard brought, but I mean, hey, we're not the ones piloting the team.
Absolutely not. And Fortress is strong in its own right. I'm not sure how much it'll actually do in this matchup, besides trying to spin.
I think the spin alone is a pretty big deal.
It is, but the double ghost is nervous, because how does Fortress threaten either one of them?
It is fairly hard to get it off, even though you do have this Fortress. Here comes that same lead matchup we saw.
Oh, a nasty plot
coming out, and now it's threatening a kill onto this Earthworm.
There we go. That's a good adjustment coming out.
Yeah,
just throwing
this
it
is
away.
suddenly very threatening.
This I mean, kills everything.
Yeah, not even a Skeledirge is gonna want to eat this.
So let's see what he's sacking off here for this. I would imagine he's gonna try and go a little Mola, but that's still a 2-hit KO.
Mola is definitely risky, especially if it's packing an electric move.
If he clicks Volt Switch on it,
could even just go for goes for the overheat.
Wow, ate that like candy.
Yeah, actually not doing much.
Way better than I thought he would have, but that's still a 2-hit KO range. He could just Shadow Ball up on him.
I know it's unaware, but we did see a lot of damage coming out last game. There's the Shadow Ball. This is very specially defensive.
It is extremely Spadef heavy. Like this is.
They're exchanging blows, but this is ultimately favored for Skeledirge as he's able to slack off.
With the lefties on top of it.
Yeah,
and a protect.
Lefties on top and protect.
An extremely defensive Skeledirge, which is going to win this war. I'm surprised he hasn't opted for a Volt Switch. Ooh, the Spadef drop.
There's a Spadef drop, and that's a big game changer. Now you're suddenly getting 2-hit KO'd.
Which is much more intimidating. That's up with like 60% damage now, which, ooh.
Yeah, not where you want to be.
There's the worm.
Another Shadow Ball. Not going to do much to Earthworm, but...
Another Spadef drop.
Wow, another Spadef drop.
Could opt just Shadow Ball here.
Shadow Ball again.
Oh,
overheat.
Comes out.
Swings wide. And now this might finally be where Rotom is forced to switch out.
Into the Torkoal.
Yeah. Probably going to be Heat Rock because it takes damage.
Oh, crit.
And a critical hit is going to dig into Torkoal, doing a lot of damage. Oh, he just stays in.
For the rest.
For the rest. Yeah, makes sense.
Very dangerous.
Not going to be doing much, but is going to be able to keep setting up that sun.
Now Alomomola comes out into the Walking Wake. Will he
On
click Draco Meteor?
This should just be a free Draco Meteor. Here comes the Protect, as he just goes for the Hydra Steam, but we've seen how this plays out before, and it ends in Sun ending.
And nothing has changed, it seems, in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
Roar! It's not
Roar is revealed. Oh, very, very interesting setup.
And now he gets to click Hydra Steam for free again, because Alomomola has to come in on it.
Yeah, and then here comes Orthworm.
The Draco is
getting a Draco dropped on him, and now it's at 12%. Not going to be doing much.
Oh my goodness.
Opts just stay in and sack the Orthworm.
The Walking Wake set has evolved.
There we go.
That is what we like to see. Even though the last set was very powerful, this is giving him a lot more flexibility and makes Rick, honestly, a lot more threatening into Alomomola, so he can't just sit there.
It does feel better that he's not just thudding his head into the wall. That is Alomomola.
As entertaining as it was.
Yeah. Shadow Ball going to be doing a good amount of damage, and the Spadef drop of his own means that Fortress is once again forced out, but Torkoal going to be able to come out and get that sun back up.
And the Protect, so it's a free switch, no harm besides the rocks. Now we got Roaring Moon coming in. The Malignant Chain crits.
A crit, no Toxic.
The Protect comes out. We see the knockoff coming through. Surely he's just going to switch on this, not just let it take a free one.
Probably not. We have seen this before, and it doesn't kill, but Scizor taking a nice chunk of damage.
And no
Band is gone, and I'm not sure that Quick Attack kills anymore, but just opts to go into Fortress. He has Bullet Punch also. Yeah, wow.
Say Bullet Punch certainly would have killed there.
Probably going to be a Petron switch. Try to potentially heal up, or a Skeledirge.
Perhaps
again, keep those rocks up.
A Volty.
Opts to go for the Volt Switch and keep up momentum, and now this big threat is back in.
Certainly he can just click Draco again. Maybe he bluffs it again like he did last time where he clicks Hydro into Draco Meteor, but here comes the Alomomola.
Could be the case. Here's the Hydro Steam. Gonna be doing 43.
So now he has to Protect here, though. Because he can't stay in and click Rush. He dies to a Draco.
The question is it Draco?
I mean, Draco
range.
It certainly should be. Draco seems extremely free here.
I think it almost certainly is in range, and the one Draco resist is at death's door, so...
And
here comes Zama.
Hopefully. There it is. Zama's
and Draco is dropped. Whoa! Very specially bulky.
That thing's
only
AV.
Doing a crisp 40%. Yeah, almost certainly.
Absolutely zero damage dealt to that Zama Zento.
Now this is getting pretty scary, especially because it can go for that Trailblaze. Opts to go for Play Rough. And now Trailblaze won't kill.
Does he Terra Ghost to block the Oko? Because Trailblaze will not kill here.
That is an option. But Trailblaze will certainly not kill.
But he does not. He does Terra Ghost.
Opts to play it safe. Goes for the Pain Split, and now Fortress is back at full.
Wow, very well played.
Wow, yeah.
Because no matter what he clicked there, I don't think Fortress dies.
Great read there. Now the sun's able to go back up. Torch Song comes
out. Crit.
Does put Torkoal into rocks range, so that means unless these rocks go down, this is his last go at having the sun out.
Very well might be. And Fortress can't even come in safely anymore because Shadow Ball and a boosted Skeletor is extremely threatening.
This is a pretty threatening mon to switch into.
I think he could 2-hit KO almost anything. I feel like he has to just sack something here, and it's probably the Rotom.
Yeah, I mean, Torch Song here is looking very threatening. Shadow Ball, also very threatening. It's not looking great. Here comes Rotom. Slack off.
He gets a free switch, but what's it gonna gain?
I mean, we've seen this matchup before, and it ultimately ends in victory for Skeledirge. Even the Shadow Ball not gonna be doing even close to a 2-hit KO.
Volt switch. Now what the scary part is, what's he gonna click on the Skeledirge and what's gonna die? Something has to... Oh, Ogerpon's coming in.
Ogerpon comes in, takes rocks damage.
How does Ogerpon threat... Oh, Encore could be quite good here, but surely he expects that. Oh, he does not.
Here comes the Encore. And that is going to be the end of this threat for now. And now something has to switch in to this Ogerpon as he goes for Trailblaze, does a lot of damage. Now he's outspeeding the whole team.
Now we're seeing something go on.
Yeah. I mean, Sun is going to be able to be stalled out for at least one more turn. Here comes that Protect. but he does still have another Ivy Cudgel to throw out.
He does. It doesn't do that much to Mola, but Chip is Chip. Ooh, the Encore. A little bit greedy on that one. Ivy clicks Ivy Cudgel.
Cudgel coming out. No knockoff on this set. So, not going to be doing a whole lot to Skeleturge unless we see it revealed here.
Encore. I guess he's just opting to sack the Ogre Pawn.
Yeah, there's Torch Song, but I think it's pretty happy to keep clicking Torch Song unless it's against this Wake. But, I mean, Mola is pretty healthy to the point where you're... wow, that is something to think about. Goes for the Hydro Steam. That is the end of Scizor.
And now it is going to sit there. He clicks Hydro Steam again. Certainly he drops a Draco.
Hydro Steam coming out again. I don't think it was in Draco range, to be fair. Maybe trying to not exhaust too early. You know, play a bit of a longer game. But, I mean, with no Sun being an option anymore, it's not looking fantastic. I don't think Jamaarkques... Yeah, but I don't think Jamaarkques is going to let him. Knowing that, you could double back into your Wake right here. Because, frankly, I just don't think Jamaarkques is going to try and risk him having a Rapid Spin. Here comes the Volt Switch.
This is where Moon comes out.
As Moon comes out, threatening knockoff.
It's powerful enough to do it. I don't think it kills, though.
Yeah. I mean, with Sama having some damage on him, nothing really wants to eat a knockoff very well.
If this is a choice band, knockoffs do it. Does quite a lot to everything that can come out. It can threaten almost everything with a 2-hit KO.
Could even be like an outrage sweep coming in, but just goes for Earthquake, trying to threaten the Skeleturge, but not going to be doing much to the Mola switching in. Wish comes out. Now Sama is probably coming back to full HP, which is not what you want to see.
He could just click Pain Split here.
That is also true. Thing about the Zama switch is that it also kind of covers for Pain Split too, because of the ordering. Yeah, the ordering makes it so he gets the wish after the move goes off.
There's the
flip turn comes out, coming out into.
Now does he think it's a Rapid Spin? He might.
That Skeleturge opts to just.
There it is.
It is, and these rocks are staying up. So good read by Jamaarkques there, opting to forgo the healing onto Zamazenta.
Now Rotom's
these
getting
rocks
sacked off.
It's a nice bit of damage before it goes down, though.
It does, but this makes down on a very, very short timer. He only has one more sack left, and it's really Torkoal or Fortress, and they're both very valuable to get these rocks down.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it has to start with Walking Wake here, but it's a tough call for sure.
It's Roaring Moon.
Roaring Moon is also acceptable.
Knockoff still does a lot to everything.
Yeah, you need to click a move stronger than Earthquake, though.
There it is.
Like that knockoff. Again, Zama didn't get any healing, so...
The Rocky Helmet will get it really close to death. Oh, it lives barely. He has to stay
in. It does live, but it is going to die to another round of rocks, and Mola does not die. Meaning it's going to be able to heal back up with that wish. And now, it's looking like Mola is outlasting him here.
It certainly is. Now he has to hope for that Rapid Spin, but he's not going to get it. Oh, the Aqua Jet.
Aqua Jet comes out. But again,
there's the flip
he's not gonna let these rocks go down. That's his one lose con. Yeah, Pain Split comes out, gets some nice health back on the Fortress, but it's not looking great.
No, you just have to sack Moon here, I think.
Yeah, you only have one Mon on your team that can even do anything, and that is Walking Wake. Here he comes. Gonna be able to threaten, but Mola is at full HP, so I think it's kind of coming up victory for Jamaarkques here, at least in the long run.
It certainly is. Oh.
Here's that Hydro Steam. Gonna be eaten right up by Mola. And now, I mean, like you said, even if he plays the long game, as the Draco comes out, and now Aloma Mola is sacked, and suddenly this game is wide open. Wow.
Oh. Torkoal won't get the Sun up if he switches out, though, is the problem. He doubles in the
Tetra
run.
I mean, no Sun, but Petrin comes out. Oh, Shadow Ball is very threatening this Fortress.
Extremely.
It comes out, and it picks up the KO. Walking Wake has to come out here. It's his only response. The only Mon on his team that doesn't die to Stealth Rocks. And it's going to have to do everything here.
Yeah, put the whole team on its back and hope the Malignant Chain doesn't kill or
but it just... it just doesn't do
Oh,
any
it's
damage
toxic.
as it gets the toxic, and that's going to be game 4 going to Jamark.
There goes Moon. There goes Torque. The little last hurrah, sending them all down to their graves. We can see the mental battle is already coming through. Jamark's making the reverse sweep happen with this double ghost stopping the rock removal. It's putting in some serious work.
Yeah, we mentioned this a lot in the last series before this, but a reverse sweep has never been successfully accomplished. We almost saw it in the last series with Wiggle and Moth Game, but Jamark is once again looking to try and make that happen.
And we're back with Game 5. The same team that won the first 2 games is back. Perhaps different movesets, but... Oh, we'll have to see how this final game of the series shakes out.
Yeah, I think the Charizard is a great bring here. You know, you don't have to run that choice item on it. Could potentially just be Boots, and it still has fantastic breaking power, even without choice. So, I think Charizard's definitely a pretty solid bring here. The odds to just start out with it. Again, that Earthworm start that we've seen every game, opting to just get these rocks up.
I mean, certainly, it can't eat an overheat here, right? Even if it's still gonna hurt a lot.
Even with that Terra, it's not gonna be wanting to eat all that damage, but again, still can get those rocks up.
He will get them
notably,
up.
I mean, we left Fortress, but still could have that spin in Fortress. Lived. No sun up means that Earthworm is gonna live to see another day. Tech comes out for some healing, and I think they're both just gonna call it quits here. Yep, there's the Mola switch as the overeat comes out. Almost certainly would have done absolute 0, but
as we see this, he's revealed as a timid Charizard, and that ruined his calc right there. Now Torkoal comes out, getting the sun up. On the flip turn, not much damage, but the momentum is in Jamark's favor.
Yeah, definitely pretty solid for Jamark here. Gonna be able to keep up momentum. Petra is coming in, gonna be able to threaten out Torkoal if he so desire. So he just stays in, goes for the Malignant Chain, and Yawn comes out. But he has another Ghost type to switch to if he wants to keep up the spin block.
Absolutely, I feel like Torkoal
could be
just potential
Earth Power on Torkoal.
It could. It would be quite powerful.
You could even just opt to value damage on Torkoal and stay in, but I don't think that's a very consistent line, as Skeletor does come out and rest, brings Torkoal back to full.
Good night, Torkoal.
Sun is stalling out, though, very importantly.
Extremely. I'm curious to what he's going to switch into for the Skeletor. Nothing wants to really eat a hit except for the Wake or the Moon, and it's not even like they're that desirable of switches.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be Wake here. You have plenty of Sun turns to work with, so, I mean, depending on the Wake set, could put in work here. I think that Mon is definitely your key to victory here.
Yeah, I would agree.
Again, get a couple of turns right against this little Mola and break through, and then suddenly the avenue to victory is a lot clearer as he doubles out to Moon. It is speed boost, so could potentially be threatening here. Again, don't really want to eat a Scald, but we saw Aqua Jet actually. Sorry.
Yes.
So no Scald to be afraid of, as I mean, no item. He's gonna be a decent big deal.
He's knocking off another item no matter what comes out here. Unless he doubles back into a Mola.
I think Zama is the only thing that's not super afraid of this. Or Scizor, depending on how bulky it is.
A Bullet Punch from a Choice Band, which you did see it had, could kill. So a good switch by Davin.
Opts to respect it. Only taking 15 as boots are revealed onto this Rotom. So gonna be around a lot longer.
God bless Rotom gets to live another day.
Could even go for a pretty free volt switch here. I don't think Jamark's ever staying in. So could be a good way to get momentum back, try and take advantage of this last turn of Sun, but just goes into Earthworm, and that's probably going to be the end of it.
A neutral Shadow Ball is fine. He might protect the stall one more turn.
Yeah.
Oh, he does not.
Doesn't opt to go for the protect. Sun is stalled out either way, and now Skeletor is back to match this Rotom once again. Get some damage on it, which is nice, but damage taken on Rotom does mean the Scizor is pretty threatening.
Ooh,
Opts to just stay in, but this is a losing battle for David.
We've seen it 2 games now. I'm not sure what the Opt.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going for here. I mean, he has to get F drops, or he's just gonna lose his Rotom here.
I think he just loses his Rotom at this rate, because even if he Volt Switches here, it doesn't eat anything from Scizor anymore. Like,
yeah, here's the Volt Switch finally, but I mean at 12% it's in Bullet Punch range, and now Scizor's looking a lot more threatening than it is.
It might be an Aqua Jet range.
Yeah, even potentially Aqua Jet taking out this Rotom could be a big deal. Mulla comes back out, and Moon not gonna be able to do much to this Mulla.
No.
Even with an item, we saw it do around 50. Just opts to go for that U-turn.
It's fine. He's gonna probably flip turn on this to get momentum. The Ogerpon
Here comes that Ogerpon.
The Mold Breaker is up.
On the flip turn, keeps up momentum for Jamark.
It's more than likely going to be Zamazenta coming out here. Oh, Pecharon.
Pecharon. Also not going to be really taking much. Yeah, Malignant Chain is going to be doing a lot to Ogerpon, and Ogerpon can't really do much in return. Even in Sun, it only takes 43, and that is the end of Ogerpon. Davin is going to have to try and get momentum back.
Here he is.
Thanks to the Terra, only takes 25. Now Big Charizard is going to be threatening a whole lot of damage.
He gets a whole
I think something might be dying here.
Something certainly has to die to this Flamethrower.
Flamethrower comes out. Could be Mola, but Mola is going to be taking a lot of damage.
It certainly will be. I think it might honestly die, can I be honest? It is not an easy switch for any Mon in this team.
It's not.
It's really only Skeledirge that could take it. And that's who it is.
Here comes Dirge. Going to be taking a nice 43. And again, we saw Protect on this one. So going to be the end of Sun also. Opts to just save HP on Charizard on the Protect.
A good call.
Took it on Davin. Sun is down, but still going to be pretty threatening with this Roaring Moon Mon.
Protect to scout out the choice item. He sees the U-turn. Now Skeledirge doesn't have to run away. He can stay in and click a very threatening move.
Yeah, could go for a boost with Rotom at 15. Nothing's really going to want this. Also, no Shadow Ball resists, aside from the Mon. You're already switching out, so going to be a very threatening click. Could even just opt to go back to full HP.
He goes to Torkoal to get the Sun up just in case. Slack off, he does opt for the full HP. Now Alomomola comes back out. We haven't seen... There it is! The Wake has finally come back out.
Double to Wake. And now Draco Meteor, once again, very threatening.
And he does not click it.
Just goes for a Hydro Steam, but we know it's gonna get scouted out. However, could opt to go for the Draco here. Does he go for the Hydro Steam? Again, he does, and it takes 91. And now Bullet Punch not going to be doing a lot in return. Scizor, very, very low.
Here.
Yeah, great prediction there from Davin, and it honestly lets him gives him a pretty big opportunity back into this game.
It does, and he probably is going to opt for the Quick Attack for the more chip because the Bullet Punch will be resisted. However, it is still a Mon down, and Scizor is a threat. Without that priority, you only have the Aqua Jet to worry about. Whew.
We already talked about how with Rotom so low, suddenly Scizor's open back up, and now it's not going to be a long, very, very long.
That door has been slammed shut.
Absolutely. And now, I mean, Walking Wake, again, we talked about this last game, going to be the key to victory this one. You know, one of the most threatening Mons on the team, and again, if you switch around like this, it's pretty easily punishable by Draco Meteor.
Absolutely.
Nothing wants to eat this, especially this Alomomola, and once this goes down, it starts to get really scary.
I'm curious if he's just
goes for Hydro Steam,
or if he's bluffing. I can't.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. He could just be bluffing it so far.
Bluffing.
He's not. As Roar comes out, and now Mulla is stuck at around 40.
That Roar was a dangerous gambit.
Yeah, but it means that the next time Walking Wake comes out, which should be right here, suddenly everything's in 2-hit KO range.
Oh,
or even Charizard coming out is a very big deal. But again, gonna be able to be revenged by this Scizor, but something could be pretty scary. Goes for the overheat. Could even potentially 2-hit KO Skeledirge, but that solar power is gonna be draining him down. Yeah.
He has 2 more turns, and they both have Protect.
And everything has Protect on this team. So Skeledirge comes out, gonna be taking a nice chunk of damage, but nothing that really bothers him all that much.
He's gonna opt to Protect it out.
Yeah, Protect is here, but more importantly, I think Walking Wake can come back out and threaten out
everything.
Everything, yeah. Here it comes. No Protect to stall turns, and still 4 turns to play around. Nothing's going to want to eat a Hydro Steam, and something could potentially go down here.
I would imagine whatever comes in dies to this, truthfully. This is the end game he's been hoping for, just clicking Hydro Steam on everything. But
yeah, I mean, this is what he set up for. But I mean, a couple sacks and Alomomola is back at full HP.
The only avenue is Jamaarkques has to sack, and he got the double protect off.
I think he might just sack the Skeledirge. With Charizard going down, it becomes a lot less valuable, especially since that Ogerpon is also down. So could opt to just let it go, as it does just go for the double and fail. And that's going to be the end of Skeledirge.
And once the sun's down, nothing outspeeds Zamazenta.
Yeah, that is definitely something to worry about.
He likely just goes at Alomomola and protects it, or switches it.
Yeah, could be a protect here as sun is going down. There's not going to be a lot of answers. Does have the potential to claim another kill with a Draco Meteor here as he goes out to Zamazenta.
Interesting switch.
We saw it only take 40 last time, but the Draco miss is a very big deal, and now it's very threatening to this Walking Wake.
This play rough's coming out.
Yeah, something might just be dying here. And, I'm not sure that he can go around this Zamazenta.
He can't. He has to stay in. If he switches out, it just dies no matter what comes in, and you have to play for a miss on play rough.
Yeah, that AV means that it's not really going to be taking much.
No.
So.
Oh, this is not a good game state for Rexalis.
Yeah, this might just be a Zamazenta cleanup here, as we see very, very low mons in this lone Walking Wake. Not going to be able to do much to it. Also still has that defense boost for the Roaring Moon. Just goes for Trailblaze.
Play it safe.
Plays it safe. Draco is dropped, but only does 41.
Does absolutely nothing to it.
Not going to be very threatening to it at all anymore. Almost certainly in close combat range as it comes out. And I think we're just going to see that click 2 more times for the game.
And now
here comes. Be it. That's 1, 2, and here is 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see Pallet Town Mafia in the finals to defend his throne.
Yes, so congrats to Jamaarkques. As we said earlier, the first reverse sweep in the history of this league. So very well played to him, and we're going to be seeing him in the finals.
Absolutely.
Facing up against Wigga Whoop.
Which, that would be a banger matchup. We haven't seen that one in the regular season, if I recall correctly. So.
Yeah, I don't believe we have. So, going to be a great matchup. Well played to Jamaarkques. And, yeah, it's a pretty solid series overall.
Yep. It was a very fun series to watch. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you guys for finals.